program in partnership with KROS.
Always fun to have the folks from Grow Clinton in, and we got Sarah in for the second time, but this time you're flying solo, Sarah.
Yeah, this time it's all me.
That is great. So you are relatively new to Grow Clinton. How long have you been with them?
I think this is either my 8th or my 9th week, so I've got a few months under my belt, still learning some things, but I'm definitely much more comfortable than I was when I came in here last time.
We had a nice conversation. We really didn't get a chance to talk to you last time because you had somebody in with you.
Yep.
But it's great to have you. And looking forward with this program, what are some of the things you want to bring to our listeners?
Yeah, so my position, what I've been tasked to do is make Clinton a viable destination, get people to come in, but I also want to make it a viable hometown for our neighbors as well. You know, we've got so many events and activities that some people don't know about, or things like parks and natural resources and stuff that people don't know about. So my main goal is to make Clinton a hometown and a destination, bring in those overnight visitors so we can boost our hotel motel tax, but then also make Clinton something that our neighbors can be proud of.
You're a hometown girl. You grew up in Comanche. So growing up in Comanche, did you know much about Clinton at all?
Well, I'll say this. I grew up in Clinton. I switched to Comanche when I was in 8th grade.
Okay.
So I kind of have a half and half time, and I have fond memories of Clinton. You know, we were boat people, so always docking at the marina and waking up to wildlife around us, to having baby pictures up at Eagle Point Park on that little bridge, things like that. I have been a Clinton person. Now, I actually am from Southern California, but I moved here at such a young age that I claim Clinton as home.
I would think Southern California.
Yeah, Bakersfield.
Okay, there you are. So that's, gosh, what's the country artist has that song?
Merle Haggard.
Yes.
It's the trucker capital of the world. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bakersfield, California. How about that?
Yep.
So you mentioned you're a river person or growing up. So that's got to be a great thing to be able to market the Mississippi River.
Oh, yeah. The river is the crown jewel of our community. Everything from being on the river to just being up on riverfront to seeing the views at Eagle Point Park. It's one of our best things here. And so marketing that is so important for us. I know that in the future we want to find more ways to get people on the river or get them closer to the river and not just have it a site. So that's a work in progress. But yeah, the river's always been something that's been fun for me. I grew up on it. I've got pictures of me tubing behind a speedboat at 3 years old. So I just want to share that with other people.
And I would imagine getting to organizations that have like fishing tournaments and various things like that.
Yep.
How do you go about doing something like that, Sarah?
So we actually have one planned for September. We're actually working with Parks and Recs for that. So in my position, in the past, they would have been trying to get new events and new activities and kind of organizing them. But we realized that there's so many great people in the community already doing that, and they're so busy organizing and doing the logistics stuff that maybe the marketing falls a little flat. So what I'm doing in my position is being an incubator. So Parks and Recs are bringing that fishing tournament in September. I'll help market it, but I won't actually have a hand in planning it. So going forward, I'll probably take that same approach. There was just one up in Comanche a few weeks ago that a lot of neighbors and outside people participated in. So next year, I'll have a hand in marketing that as well.
You mentioned the Parks and Recreation Department. I would imagine that's one organization in town that you work hand in hand with.
Yeah, especially with the Tailgate and Tall Boys that we just had. We worked with them very closely. The city we work with a lot too. We're kind of an arm of the city. So what they're doing, we kind of help direct to. And not just Parks and Recs, you know, the Downtown Clinton Alliance, Lions Business Alliance. I'm probably butchering the specific names of them, but we work with all these groups because, again, they have these great ideas and they're doing all of these things on their own. So we just want to help boost it, and it helps my goals in the end.
And the amazing thing about being on the Mississippi River is we're right across the river from Illinois.
Yeah.
I would imagine they have Dutch days and various activities.
Yeah.
Do you work with somebody over there?
We do. And in the past, we had more of a partnership where it was visit the river cities. Now we're kind of taking a different approach just because that Iowa-Illinois tax, it kind of gets sticky when you're crossing the river, and Iowa tax money going over there and Illinois coming back. And so I know that they're going to be launching, or they're trying to launch their own tourism person on that end to help with their events, but we'll still market them and we'll still work hand in hand because you're right. It's right across the river. We've got hotels over there, Dutch days, and they're bringing events that we don't have in Clinton. So marketing that helps us out as well.
Again, visiting with Sarah for Grow Clinton today. Now you're going to a conference. Talk about that.
Yes. So on Wednesday, I will be traveling to Chicago for the Destination International Annual Event. They do it once a year, and it was lucky enough to happen in Chicago. So really easy traveling. And I'll be there with thousands of other participants around the country. Some local people like Visit Quad Cities, Catch Des Moines, Think Iowa City, those bigger tourism markets that we kind of compete with and also draw inspiration from. But then also international people too. I know some of the people I'm going to be talking to are Stockholm, Ireland, all these different countries. They have people representing them, which I'm excited for because things are different community to community, but the strategies remain the same. And to see what someone in Stockholm is doing to attract people might not fit very well in Clinton, but we can at least see where they're coming from and apply those practices here.
So are there various workshops or different things like that that you're going to?
Oh, yes. There's so many that I can't fit them all into my days. There's a lot of good overlaps, which sucks because I want to do as much as I can, but I have to be really picky on which sessions I'm going to.
So how did this come about for you? Did Andy say, hey, we're going to be sending you to this?
Well, I've always been big in professional development, even before my time at Grow Clinton, so I'm always looking for an opportunity to get better. I call myself a marketing and communication strategist, but I don't call myself an expert because there's always stuff to learn, and you know how it is. Things change every day. So I found it myself. I knew some people that were going from other organizations, and they said great things about it, and then I signed up and I looked into it. I'm like, holy heck, this is going to be a great thing.
Okay. So again, your second time on the program, your first solo flight. I'm looking forward to visiting with you in the future.
Yeah.
So what are your aspirations? What would you like to achieve as you become a part of Grow Clinton?
Well, personally, I want to keep developing my network, and that was one of the most surprising things is coming to Clinton and seeing all of these different people, whether business or community-wise, that come together to make Clinton great. So a big goal is to keep working with those people, keep giving them the tools, the funds, whatever they need to promote these events. Long term, like I said, I just want to make Clinton a hometown and a destination. I want to compete with the bigger markets. I know we don't have as much resources and population and assets as some of these bigger cities, but we still have a lot of heart and we have things that make Clinton Clinton. And so that's my biggest goal, is to make Clinton a premier Midwest destination.
You know, and we visit with a different person from Grow Clinton. You have a 4-week rotation.
Yeah.
But it seems like you guys are a pretty dynamic group down there. What's it like to be a part of this?
It's, some people would be kind of turned off by the fact that we only have a 7-person team, but I've always worked with smaller organizations. I'm coming from a 20-person organization before this, so this is even more very close group, but they're inclusive as well. Andy has the ability to command a room. We just had our annual event a few weeks back, and him kind of being that host MC, it's always fun. Matt is very funny. He's goofy and goony, and I love working with all of them. They've all been super inviting and have gotten me into the community more and more, so I'm excited to see that grow as well.
Have a good time in Chicago.
Thank you.